Gigas can control the pace really well. However, it is known that Gigas needs to take some risks to perform well. Gigas can force the opponent in a bunch of mind games when played right, reducing those big risks you have to take. In today's video, I'll try to cover the things I see Gigas players doing inefficient that can cost you the match or a round. From overextending, to bad habits, and even more. Keep in mind that this will purely be a video that provides tips and a little bit of tech, but it will mostly be focused on some tips to help your Gigas game plan, making your Gigas a bit more efficient. It is however on you, the Gigas player, to try and implement the tips to level up your Gigas. And with that said, let's begin. One of the biggest flaws I Gigas players see do most of the times are either overextending on strings like down for 2-1 or using very risky strings like down back 3-2. And why those are really risky? Because this one is minus 13 on block and we're talking about down for 2-1. And strings like down back 3-2 even on hit can be ducked into launch. Other risky strings I see most of the times are down for 3 1+2 1+2. That can also be ducked because the ending is high, and the second hit of down for 3 1+2 is minus 16. The same rules applies on 4 for 1+2 1+2. And last but certainly not least, the golden string we all love but is relatively risky but for a high risk and high reward, 4 for 4-2, being minus 13 on block. To reduce the risk on these moves or strings, you should try and stagger the strings first. I made a guide on staggering and the link is in the description, but a quick explanation on staggering is to do down for 2 first and see how the opponent reacts on it. If they respect it, you can try and alternate the string into additional pressure. If they try to press back after one down for 2, as an example they jab back, then is the moment to let that rock and pull the trigger on the string to get a healthy knockdown or a wall splat. This might be the worst flaw we're talking about, and it's on the same level as Flowcharts, but we are talking about bad habits. Things like down jabbing to steal back momentum, or to apply pressure after hitting a jab on block with a slow move. Try to check your own replays and fish out the clear bad habit you have and try to iron that out with your new game plan. As someone that plays online most of the times, I can easily say that this is what the most players hold them back to get on a better level. The same advice goes here to check your replays and see what your main flowchart is. One of the most common Gigas flowchart I know is jabbing into down back 2. Flowcharts will make you way too predictable and it will limit your offensive mindset and or your game plan. The best thing you can do is try to mix up your offense with different timings or try other moves to mix up your offense. As we all know, we can do command grabs out of the stance. Some strings even enter the stance, like down forward for 1+2, 2-1, 4-2 down 1, and not really a string but back 1+2. Most of the times I see Gigas players going for these options to go for the grab without mixing the opponent with other options. Do not forget, you can crouch cancel the stance into standing pressure like back 1+2, into back 2, while running 2, down back 2, and even more. This is your moment to use a command grab to make your game plan less predictable. Also in the open, you can buffer the command grab out of your strings to mix them up with either command grab, a different stagger and or alternate option out of a string, or just straight up the string follow-up. Gigas controls the screen pretty effective with tools like forward 4-2 while running 2 at medium range and strong long pokes from decent to close range. Try to understand what moves are handy to use at the ranges you normally struggle in. I made a guide on this move, and the only thing I can say is this makes Gigas so unique, and it really forces the opponent to play different, and it forces them out of their comfort zone. I highly recommend checking that video out. I don't like it to sell my own content, but that video does cover a bunch of applications behind down 3+4, as it is one of Gigas' key moves, if not his top 2 or top 1 even key move. Most of the times I see Gigas players doing the regular BNB that ends with either forward for 1+2 or excavator. Nothing wrong here. But if you know how to alternate your combo to reach the wall perfectly, it will grant you way better damage and strong wall Oki. Gigas got a very strong toolkit for wall pressure, one of the best in the game in my opinion. Try to optimize it with either some back 2s, back 1+2 while running 2, or staggering with knockdown strings like down for 2-1. Also, when you finish the combo with down for 1+2, go into the stance and try some Golem 2. Golem 2 will wall bounce if they either wake up or stand up without blocking, or hit them grounded for even stronger Oki. Matter of fact, so strong, if they try to wake up after getting hit grounded with a wake up lower or mid kick, which is pretty common, standing 4 would actually counter hit wall splat them again for additional wall damage. Most of Gigas players I see using the race drive, they use it a little bit too predictable, or they misjudge the activation startup, resulting in a situation that the enemy either crushed it or interrupted it. Try to alternate your timings with your race drive. Examples like while running 2, back 1+2, and my all-time favorite, forward charged. This makes the race drive truly, and I repeat, truly gapless. They cannot rage art, they cannot jump out of it, or do other stuff to beat your race drive. So yeah, I hope that helped you a little bit with your Gigas. Now it is on you as a Gigas player to reflect your own gameplay on the tips or tricks I gave you, and just be honest on yourself, as in, do I really flowchart like that? Do I have a bad habit like that? Is it too obvious how I use my race drive? And go back to this video and see what you can do better with those tips I gave you. I hope this really helped, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask away in the comment section. And also, maybe you don't know, maybe you do already, but I also stream on Twitch, and the stream is mostly focused on me hosting lobbies, aka the Thickness Lounge, where you can try and sharpen the blade we call Gigas as our preferred weapon of choice. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Again, I hope it helped in the slightest, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.